The mother gives us life, but since she does not give us immortality, she gives us death as well. This, of course, is a great source of anxiety and guilt for the mother, and thus her anxious maternal instincts lead her to becoming overprotective. The overprotective mother is similar to the devouring mother, which is an archetype described by Carl Jung and refers to mothers whose possessiveness and domination rob the child of his or her independence and in turn rob them of their life. This theft is committed in an attempt to protect the child and forestall future danger. The protective mother is devouring in the sense she devours the child's potential. When we are first introduced to Hiling, she is unjustifiably cruel, and one gets a similar vibe from her as one gets from an evil stepmom in a fairy tale. Hiling's cruelty, however, is revealed to be born of concern for Bojji's safety. When Bojji leaves her side to do something as benign as go out into the world and play, he is met with anger. Notice the projection in this scene.
一人で遊んでいたですって？そんな遊びがありますか？あなたは王室の威厳を傷つけ、ひいては王国のまとまりを乱しているのよ。
It is not the kingdom's harmony Bojji is disturbing, but rather her harmony. The use of kingdom here illustrates the scale of anxiety she feels when she is unable to keep a watchful eye on Bojji. Also note the use of guilt on her part. Guilt is a common tactic of the overprotective mother. She wants him to associate the feelings of guilt with leaving her side. She seeks to strip Bojji of his autonomy. That way, he is always dependent on her. The manner in which Hiling attempts to shelter Bojji also destroys his dignity and would serve to delay his maturity. Bojji instinctually senses this and it causes him great distress. He realizes the strength he needs cannot be found where he is now and requests to set out into the world in search of it. Hiling does not just reject Bojji's request to go on a journey. She makes it absolutely clear that it is not even in the realm of possibility for him, using his insecurities of being deaf and having no physical strength against him.
旅に出るなんてダメに決まってるでしょ。あなた一人で何ができるっていうの。あなたは耳も聞こえないし力もない。
There was absolutely no reason for Hiling to rhetorically ask the question of what he thinks he can do himself other than to hammer home the idea of just how dependent he is on others, on her. Hiling's method of protecting Bojji is in stark contrast to his father, Bos, who has expectations of Bojji not only protecting himself, but also the kingdom at large. A change occurs in Hiling when Bojji falls out of a window. It dawns on her that firstly, she cannot protect him, even within the castle wall where she holds so much power and influence. Secondly, it dawns on her just how much she loves him, and as the old saying goes, if you love something, you have to let it go. At first, she uses cruelty as a tool to keep Bojji away from the throne. But somewhere along the line, after pretending for so long, it becomes her default mode of interaction. Her reevaluating her actions is excellent character development one rarely sees from parents in anime. She fights her selfish maternal instincts of wanting to preserve Bojji in a glass jar and approves the trip. It's not as though her instincts and fears are unfounded. As corrupted as it might be, the overprotective mother's logic is grounded in truth. The world is dangerous. Bojji nearly dies. Had Bojji perished, who is to say that the best option would not have been to keep him inside of the castle walls? The flaw with the logic or blind spot of the overprotective mother is that try as she may, she cannot prevent danger, only forestall it. There are far too many windows for Bojji to fall out of. Even if she were to board them up, how long can she protect Bojji for? 5 years? 10 years? What about when she herself falls out? If Bojji falls when she is not there, he would have to rely on his own strength. Strength she would prevent from flourishing by always watching over him and telling him he is weak. We actually see the fragments of Hiling's negativity within Bojji in the form of self-doubt.
Bojji君、あなた自身が見くびられることはこれから何万回とあります。その度に自分を疑い下を向くんですか？
Ironically, it was outside the kingdom, outside the throne, where danger lies, that Bojji learns to become a true king. The message of the show is as clear as daylight. Let go of your mother's hand and go out into the world. Make friends, contend with enemies. The obstacles and dangers you were shielded from are the very things stunting your growth and keeping you small, despite being a giant. In a twist of fate, it is Hiling who is protected by Bojji, and the realization makes her cry. Bojji left her side as a weak boy, one who gets mugged on the side of the road for his clothes, and came back as someone capable of protecting others. She finally accepts Bojji for who he can become, not who he is, and tells him to do the same.
ボッジ、あなたはもっと堂々としなさい。戸惑うのではなく、きちんと自分で受け止めなさい。
そうだな。お前は自信を持っていい。
Hiling was an overprotective mother. However, she noticed that the same love that nourishes Bojji would continue to destroy him. She does the difficult task of letting go. That is why I am casting my vote for Hiling as best girl of 2022.